Novi here with a new video. Right off the bat, I would like to say mimicking an art style is hard. I didn't really get close, neither in the actual drawing aspect of it or even possibly mimicking the way outfits work in Pokemon. Even though I did give it a try, it didn't go very well, but I would like to get better. I would also like to say that I'm going to split up this video into two parts. The first part is actually going over the backstory and lore of this region and how it kind of came about. If that's not something that interests you, I'll make sure to leave a timestamp of when the actual speed paint starts. The speed paints themselves do have a little bit of information on the actual characters, but that's only about maybe like a minute, if that's worth of it. It's not a lot for that. I don't quite have them fleshed out fully. But without further ado, here is the Night City. Night City is an island that had been destroyed millennia ago by a legendary Pokemon. It was inhospitable, no vegetation could grow, and all life there was dead. Plenty of people had tried over the centuries to regrow anything that was once there. It wouldn't grow, it would simply just die. So, the island was left alone for a very long time, until the Queen came along. A city was built, stylized as a neon city with specialty lights. The champion, or queen, of the city had in fact built it for her wife, the Dark Gym Leader. Both the Dark and the Poison Gym Leaders have albinism, and every part of the city was created with that in mind. All the lights are designed to be as bright as possible without irritating them, and they're special glass greenhouses that allow sunlight to filter in without burning them. The champion is, well, loaded AF and put millions, if not billions, into the research. Imagine a city within a giant building in the middle of the ocean, basically. Like when you search Neon City, those images. Think clubs, casinos, restaurants, anything and everything that embodies party. With a center greenhouse connecting the two main buildings. And I don't know if building is quite the right word because they are massive, sprawling the entirety of the region. The outside is actually quite plain and boring, save for the top of the building. Of course, the outside isn't meant to be the most interesting part. Any Pokemon that were native to the island were actually eggs found tucked away and were later on hatched. They had no idea if the eggs would actually hatch at all. They had no idea how long they had been there for. But so far, there has been no discovery of any other Pokemon that could have lived on the island that aren't eggs. There are severely strict regulations regarding catching these Pokemon, as they have slowly repopulated the greenhouse. Pokemon battles are still popular, but only gym leaders and Pokemon traders that have settled down at the island can use them, and as of right now are not able to leave the island with them. There have been discussions as the population rises about allowing programs off the island. Again, this is where the alternate universe really kicks into play, mostly between Galar's Dragon Repopulation Program and Alola's Alani, someone the Queen trusts enough to be seriously considering it. The city itself, again, is divided into two parts, one for the partying and tourism, the other for living. The tourism party aspect is much larger, but there are quite a few families living within the city itself. There is a portion referred to as the Terrace, a part that looks just like a regular village, actually settled on a part of the island that doesn't have the building built. There are quite a few Pokemon in this area, but none are considered endangered and can be found in any other region. This is where all trainers start their journey before heading to the gyms in order. Normal, which is the first and only gym that is located on the terrace, while all the other 7 gyms, grass, ice, water, poison, fire, flying, and dark. I don't have full teams for them yet, but I plan on it. And there is a chance that the actual gym types are subject to change as I go along with making the region and other designs. But with that being said, let's start with our first, or rather, our 7th gym leader. Celeste is the 7th gym leader, and to be honest, the only part of her design that I really want to rework is the scarf. In terms of backstory, Celeste found her way to the island as it was being built, and was a big help in setting up the greenhouse. Luna and her are pop star besties, performing together and hyping up each other during gym battles. I will also add that she is probably the only design out of the 3 that I actually really like. I really want to rework the other 2. Ivy is the 5th gym leader and is the baby sibling to Luna. They were named Ivy because of poison ivy, and that was the only reason why. I had really wanted to push the colors with the design, but while I like the overall design part, like the clothing and the hair shape, I'm not in love with the colors, but I want them to be bright to kind of reflect the neonness of the city. I definitely want to revisit their design later. I think the biggest issue is while Pokemon has bright colors, they don't typically do neon. But again, I wanted to show that aspect of the city, so I'll have to figure that out. With that being said, Ivy is a sweetheart, but get on their bad side and they can be just as toxic as their Pokemon. If not a bit over the top, and actually quite cruel. Their glasses, visor, goggle things, I'm not quite sure what they're called. Anyway, they are to help protect their eyes, and when out on the terrace, the few times they do go, they will often don a pair of gloves. Normally, they spend any outdoorsy time in the greenhouse where they are less likely to get sunburned. Suffered from my frustration as to where the design was going. So unfortunately, she is my least favorite. I kind of just kept adding and changing and adding and changing and adding and changing, and by the end I was like almost completely lost all motivation with this concept, and I just wanted to get her done. I can say for sure I love the hat/veil, and I want to keep the colors, bow motif as well, but the rest I want to workshop. I wanted to make her prosthetic look like the end of the ribbon, but I don't know if that would actually work or be a feasible prosthetic limb. I couldn't find much information on how usable decorative prosthetics can be, if at all. If they could only be short-term, or if they could be used daily. I don't know if maybe I was looking it up in a wrong way, and I just wasn't using the right words to find that information. But if anybody knows for sure and they're like, oh yeah, you could absolutely do that, it might not be completely comfortable, but you could, or it's like she could probably stand on it and that's about it. But again, if anyone can give a firm answer for that, I would appreciate it. Either way, she is the elder sister to Ivy and the 8th and final gym leader. Her and her wife married young, and the region, while labeled Night City, is often nicknamed Luna or Night's Paradise, or Moon's Paradise. It is her paradise. She has a place where she can perform her music, battle with her Pokemon, a greenhouse where she can enjoy sunlight and nature, and she has her family. That's more than enough for her. To do some Fakemon for this. Strateon is, of course, a flying evolution. They were first evolved in Night City after Celeste brought her Eevee with her, and after that, they have been found in a few outer regions. Strateon, by nature, are quite shy and often hide away their faces and their wings, but they have no problem giving a beatdown in battle. I would like to rework the colors. We already have Glaceon that's blue. Flaretor is just Flare and Raptor, and this is actually a second stage evolution of a 3-stage. The first is Flarepent, and the final is Flarebone. These were the first eggs recovered and hatched on the island, and are a specialty of Ivy. Dusney is the first in a 2-stage evolution, basically Dust Bunny followed by Sand Rabbit. Again, Sandbit would be more workshop. Dusney, I'm quite happy with, but Sandbit would need to be worked on. They're not particularly clever, but they do work for now. And if you've stuck around this long, I just wanted to say thank you all so much for supporting my channel. I'm already at over 100 actually now subscribers. I believe I'm at 114, I would like to say, at the point of recording this. Again, I would just like to thank everyone so much for subscribing, for watching, for liking, for all of your wonderful comments. I am just very grateful for it, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. And this has been Novi. Space out.